Sure do.
Wait, are we broadcasting strictly in Tampa? What's going on?
We're worldwide, buddy.
Oh, bit. Hello, world. Hello, universe.
We're galaxy-wide.
Mr. Worldwide.
No, go ahead. Say something, Star.
What's up, y'all?
Thanks for having me. Oh, no, sorry. I'm not. The guest is taking over.
What up, everybody? This is Star Shear with Choppin It Up with my co-host.
Let me lower you real quick.
With my co-host, Frankie
Sorry, I'm still.
Fingers.
Ew, what's good?
And Richard Myers.
I'm not used to her being right here. This is weird.
3 weeks in a row, she got the name right.
And we have our special guest today, Kyle Kilgore, designer, fashion designer, people. He's going to tell us a little story.
I didn't see you there.
He's going to tell us a little story, but before that, we just want to wish our president a happy birthday.
Ooh, that reminds me.
Happy birthday.
No, wait, I got it.
No?
It's better than that. Watch this. Watch this.
Okay, he's going to play his own happy birthday
Yeah,
song.
let me work. Come on, work. Shout out to Janelle, the homie Janelle. This is my homie Janelle.
This is what I deal with here.
This is the homie Janelle. Wait for it. And go.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
Oh, damn. She got a real voice. Yikes. Okay, I'm going to leave.
Sergi. Happy birthday to you.
That's
Man, Beyonce is quaking.
Now let's hear. Now Frankie has requested a part in our show today to deliver the birthday song.
No, I can't follow that up.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Wow. She had done it before the
She's
show.
taking the fifth.
It was epic.
I'm taking a lot more than the fifth out here.
So Serge, what was your birthday wish?
To get my car running. Jeez,
I thought you were going to say something else.
Set the bar low, man.
I thought he was going to say something
When he
else.
says,
No,
Yeah.
Mike, I just want my car back.
He's
at
a
this
simple
point.
man with simple wishes.
He gets to make another wish when we light the candles, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
sure,
he
you
can't
never
tell
know.
y'all the real wish, otherwise it's gonna come true. Y'all never heard that?
Fast, man.
no wonder. I heard of the power of the word that when you speak it, it becomes to existence.
Yes.
Big facts,
Sign.
Speak that in
So-
truth. Yes.
Yeah, but when you blow out the candles, that's...
So I gotta get mad candles because I'm gonna be blowing a lot of candles at home every
I
time I
bet you
wish
are.
some
I bet you
bullshit.
blow a lot of
That
candles.
Oh, they
only
call
works
them
on your
candles
birthday.
They call them what? What do they call them, Richard? Hey,
Is that
Richard.
what they calling them now? Candles?
Yeah, they're called candles now.
I got it.
Wow, you
I'm a little
people, you're
sad,
little
sorry.
nasties.
You damn right.
You love to be nasty, don't you,
fucking
Serge?
right, I love to be nasty.
Don't you love
my
that
God.
shit?
Oh my God.
And it's your birthday.
Oh my God.
How many
Oh
spankings
my
am I
God,
going to
you
give you
guys.
today?
You're going to have to spank me
Please
all
stop. The
night.
children are here.
What's
happening?
Children.
He wants to get spanked all
This
night
is where I
long.
give a disclaimer,
right.
but screw it.
Mom,
Yeah.
Mom, log off. Log
Listen,
off now.
It's his birthday. It's his birthday.
apologize to my
And he's
mom.
going to get a lot of
Every week.
spankings all
Okay,
night
every
long.
week.
Okay, people?
Oh,
I'm out here
not
hoping she's not
long.
listening.
Look.
Listen.
So, Frankie, any good news this week?
No.
How's the team coming along?
The team?
Oh, jeez. I'm not going to be
Very
able to
good,
participate
actually.
in that event. I'm just going to let you guys
Wow,
know
you're going
that.
to back off?
Why not?
I don't have money to participate.
I feel you.
You want to pay for my team? Fuck it.
I
Let's
don't
go
want
with
to pay
it.
for your team. No, not
All
at
right,
all.
well then,
no,
damn.
actually.
Is that because it's all going to the car?
What's the team?
Basically.
We're
Know the feeling.
one of our I was gonna call him a host. One of our
Guest.
guests.
His
Okay.
Junie Blue Eyes is hosting
Yeah.
a
That's my
basketball
man.
tournament because
Oh.
he's hosting a Change Your Life Tuesday. One of his friends that he's
but it's
supporting throughout this whole time is quadriplegic
Oh, dope.
due to an accident that he
Not so dope, but yeah.
yeah. So he's trying to raise funds to buy him a
transport van.
transportation van. Like, so he
And I
can-
feel like every time you get like a shootout, you get like X amount of dollars for doing that. Is that how that works?
No. It's just a tournament.
It's just
to
tournament.
bring people in. Get
Oh,
some,
that's
get some
dope.
money.
Okay.
stuff,
So I got
teachers
an
and all
A1
stuff.
team
Nice.
coming up. You know, Serge tried to challenge me. And
Serge did challenge her.
Serge
Said that he
did
was going to
challenge
kick
her.
everybody's ass.
So now
I'm the
Serge.
shooting point guard, by the way.
Let's keep it real. Y'all got me drunk, and then we
We
Y'all
didn't
got
get
me
you
drunk.
drunk. Okay, you were drinking.
Wait, are we talking past tense? This has already happened?
Yeah, this happened
No,
on
no.
the
Oh.
Like
It's called
the
mixing
challenge.
fireball
Oh,
with
okay.
pineapple.
My lawyer, he's putting words in my life. How do I handle that?
What?
He's saying that we got him drunk.
You guys did get me drunk.
No.
That's
During the
okay.
show.
He only drank
That's the
water.
job. That's
I was
our
giving him
job.
It
apple
is
juice.
He only
Literally,
drank
that's
water.
coercion, bitch. I heard
It is
that.
coercion.
You.
Yeah.
But he
Thank
had
you.
his witnesses that backed
In
him
our
up.
defense,
Yes.
he was coughing, and so we were just giving him medicine.
That.
Right.
That.
Cough medicine.
They were
He was
helping
getting
you.
a hottie toddy.
Hello.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
So Kyle,
Hi.
who are you?
Ain't shit.
Why are you here?
No, I said, who are
Before
you?
Kyle says anything, I met Kyle at a runway show. Like I've done a few of them before during my career. I've done, I've been around.
Yeah,
around.
we know.
Blowing candles.
Blowing candles and
Like
shit.
a
Haven't we all
record,
been?
So I was doing some makeup. I was building up my portfolio.
Deep throats, Mike.
These people are rude. I was building up my portfolio and my to demonstrate my artistic abilities. Well, it was what I was into at the time. So I was doing some makeup for runway shows and coordinating the hair. And I was working straight with the designers. They would tell me what they wanted. I kind of put it all together because there was more than one designer. And then Mr. Bougie here, I'm like, who is that?
Oh, hey.
Let me tell you something. Before he comes into all he's saying, I saw his clothes and then I saw how he carried himself. His stuff was so organized to the T. I was like, am I in New York right now watching this go down? In Florida, he was that good, like his stuff. So,
Oh my
Kyle.
God. Thank you so much.
Stop.
Kyle, tell us all about it. Like, what's going on in your life right now since that day?
Okay, so no, that day was like 2 years ago at this point. Like I want to say maybe.
Yeah, it was probably
Was
2 years
that?
ago. It was 2 years ago. 'cause
Have you done the show again since
I
then?
did a
didn't do
couple of
last year.
shows, and then I was just putting together a lot of pieces to my branding, and that was one of them.
Oh, okay.
So once I was satisfied with how I've gotten along in my career with that, I went on to the next adventure.
Nice.
I just kept climbing the ladder up.
No, good job. Honestly, if you know, I dead ass. I want to say like I feel like taking a break to like brand and like make sure that you got your shit unlocked. That's really important because bitch, look, we're all in the business of selling aesthetics. So if your aesthetic sucks, you're not selling shit, girl. So yeah, no, literally, I took fucking 2 years off to make sure that my branding was on point before I launched my store.
Yeah, and and you have to also like not only focus on bringing a product in, you also have to connect with your demographic.
Yup.
So it's like, yeah, you're wasting all this. Like, it's not like you're wasting. You're building a portfolio,
No,
building the
yeah,
pictures
yeah.
up. But
It's
then,
the initial
like,
investment.
you actually need to have the real human contact and connections to actually push your
That.
product into the next level.
Literally that.
So then
Literally
that's where I found myself, and that's where I am right now. Like, I'm on the next level.
Well, I'm glad we can meet each other on the next level. I'm glad we're here today. Well, okay. So what's been going on with me? Since the last time you saw me, I took a step back from designing and all that fun stuff. And I kind of started focusing on my brand. I started focusing on how I was presenting myself, what I was doing. And honestly, like I went through a really, really dark moment, maybe about 2 years ago at this point. And I wanted to quit everything. I wanted to give the fuck up. I like it was just not, it was not good. My business partner literally had to like talk me off a ledge a couple of times. And it was just because Tampa's a really, really hard market to compete in because there's not much of a market for fashion. So we're all, everybody who does retail, everyone who does fashion, we're all squabbling over, 12% of the market. So it's just hard. It's very, very hard. And it really upset me because I have a very unique aesthetic perspective. And I feel like people that appreciate that are even smaller. So, I'm like, hey, I want to grow my brand. I want to do all this stuff. And I've got really, really great clients. I've got really fucking amazing people that have supported me from day one that I love. But, also at the end of the day, you're like, you as an artist, I feel like you oscillate between two realities. It's either I'm amazing, I've done my best work, I'm so happy with this, or this is garbage, I'm a trash person, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, like how dare you produce something this awful. And the difference between those two things is literally 3 days. Like I'll make the greatest dress that I love in my life, and then 3 days later, if I still see it, if it's not out my door in 3 days, I will find a way to pick it apart. I will find a way to hate myself for it, and that it's not healthy. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of low key the artist struggle. But
No, it's high
Very
high key the
Very
artist
high
struggle.
high
the
key.
struggle.
The more you look at something, the more you're gonna.
You just start
Yeah.
nitpicking yourself.
Yeah, so I deal with.
So
that
I feel
too,
like you need to be good and like actually notice when you've done well. Know how to appreciate yourself.
We can make this a group session because any professional
literally
will self-doubt.
It is,
especially if you're a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
why?
I feel like being an artist, you kind of have to be a perfectionist because you're competing against all these big names. Like, perfect isn't good enough. Like, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, like, I can do everything that I want to do, but I'm still not Beyonce, so I need to try harder. And it's hard to deal with that, but also at the same time, you need to. A healthy life and a healthy habits and a self-fulfilling life is, in my humble opinion, it really is predicated on how you talk to yourself, the relationships you build. And my thing is, you'll hate yourself if you don't lift yourself up. In the morning, you just say, my hair looks great. I look great. What I'm doing is great. Like, I'm glad to be, like, you need to talk to yourself well.
Yeah.
So, self-help, you're welcome. Anyways, moving right along. But no. I did all that. I had my, like, dark moment. I brought myself out of it. Started exercising again. Started getting up at a good time. Started talking to myself well. Started, like... I didn't all the way go back vegetarian, but I like kind of really focused on that. And then I opened up the store. Big move for me because I was absolutely petrified. We did good for about a year. And then there's a lot of things that fell through because we were working with a niece in our space. And a niece decided to pull out of the space for disagreements with the landlord, which put me at odds with the landlords as well. And it just didn't really work out. Anise is an amazing concept, and they've been doing really, really well for many, many years. And I was talking to the owner about it, and honestly, she was just the way she put it to me is she's been fighting for many, many years to make sure that her section of culture in Tampa was maintained because she brought a lot of amazing people together, and she literally did her part to cultivate Tampa and the great individuality that we have here. And I never knew this. Like, I even worked for her for 3 years, and I never knew the amount of stress she was under at all times, just to make sure that the space stayed open, to make sure that we had a haven to be ourselves, to express ourselves, to show the world our creativity. I never knew what she was going through. And, you know, this has been 6 years straight, nonstop. She told me in the 6 years she'd been here, she'd never had a break longer than 5 days. And that kind of broke my heart. And she said that she's not done in closing down Anise. She said that she's taking a little bit off to take time to herself and her family. But she does want to continue after that. And whatever she does, I'm going to support her, and I love her to death. But I understand it was hard, and so we kind of got caught up in that. So now we're moving to a studio loft space above the bricks in Ybor, which, you know, that's my community. That's kind of where I'm from. So I'm really, really happy that I'm there.
What street intersection is that?
We're street intersection. I don't know. We're on 7th.
That is not to be disclosed at this moment.
Hello, not at this time. No, I mean, like, I know we're on 7th. I want to say maybe it's 7th and 16th and 14th. What's the corner of the bricks? I don't know. No one knows.
I don't know.
That new hotel or whatever across the way, bitch. So yeah, no, that's where we're at.
Let me look it up.
Look, Google it. We had a press release. The date's in the press release.
Well, it's on 7th Avenue.
It's on my Instagram. Hold on, we're gonna pull the Instagram. Pull the receipts.
I do plan to go have like a little play date over there so I can try out some of his stuff.
Please do.
So we'll be showing you guys like the walk to his studio.
I got you. Hold on. Okay. So it is 1327 East 7th Avenue, Unit B, Suite 2. Again,
B.
for everyone out
So
there.
7th and 13th and 14th.
I'm gonna say it breathy so everyone thinks I'm fucking Adele. 1327 East 7th Avenue, Unit B, Suite 2. Like that shit? You like that shit?
Sweet.
Yeah, right.
Whisper that.
I say Adele just became a man, like a deep voice man.
So you're a fashion designer, right?
Yes.
What do you have something specific, you know, that you like to design? Not necessarily an article of clothing, but a certain style that really appeals to.
Can I raise my hand? Because I would tell you why.
14.
No.
7th and 14th.
Oh, 7th and 14th. It's 7 and 14th. There we go. Okay.
714.
So do you like what's your style? Like who do you want your clothes to appeal? Obviously everyone.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Right. But
No, I wouldn't say everyone because I honestly, I understand that my aesthetic is not for everyone, and that's fine. It's art. Like art is subjective, and art is meant to make you feel a way.
Right.
Period. Whether it be upset, whether it be frustrated, whether it be overzealous with joy, whether it be like really tragic, art is made to make you feel a way. And if you look at art and you don't feel a type of way, whether it be good or bad, it's probably not the greatest art.
Right.
So I'll say for me as an artist, I think that in my general aesthetics, I don't go for anything. I go for what I like. I do silhouettes that I enjoy. I do a compilation of materials that I think are intriguing. Like, I like to push the envelope. So I would self-describe my work as avant-garde. I really, my thing is like avant-garde harnessed evening wear. I love making women's gowns that are very, very elegant, very, very like smooth, very, very just everything you would expect from like a high-end, just over-the-top, like elegant red carpet ball gown with a twinge of BDSM, with a just a
Heck
taste.
yes.
Hello.
That's why he's my favorite, people. That's why I'm having him here. Hello.
With just like literally just like, you know, a taste of things. So my thing is, my number one thing about designing stuff is and even for men's suiting too, when I design things, when you see it from afar, you need to be like, wow, that is gorgeous. That is crisp, bro. That's perfect. But she looks like everything. That is well tailored. That is it. But then when you get up close, when you get really intimate with that person, I want you to see some things.
Yeah,
I want you to see details, and you'd be like, and I want you to feel some type of way about those details. I want you to be concerned about those details. Like when you show up on someone that's wearing my work from afar, you should be like, yo, that's a really well made suit. But when you get up close, you're like, hun, you're wearing a collar instead of a tie. Like, hun, that's a harness keeping your dress on your back. It's open back and it's flowing, and I love it. But like, that's a harness. When you get up close, I want you to be like, oh, there's something here. That's stealthy compliance. I love that stealthy compliance.
Nice. So you do like women's and men's.
Oh yeah, both.
Clothing.
Both.
Yeah.
Well, I've stepped away from menswear because it's hard.
It's a very tragic market. I was gonna be doing male. Remember we were organizing Gentlemen's Fashion Week in Tampa.
Yeah. That was the thing.
That fell through because there's no market for gentlemen. Like, if you see the department stores, like 80% is women and like 20% is men. They don't really cater to the gentleman. You guys don't buy stuff.
No, it's not that men don't buy stuff. It's the fact that, look, okay, men do, but the reality situation is, like, women's fashion and women's style changes every season, changes every year. Men's style, men's fashion changes every decade. You know, like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you guys have skirts, have skirts, have fucking half skirts, have asymmetrical dresses, have scoop neck, have V-neck, have all these options. Literally, we have pants, we've got shorts. Okay, don't put above the knee because that's gay. We've got tank tops, we've got V-necks, and we got crew necks. That's it. That's it. Like, literally, don't put a fucking 21st century male in a crop top, God forbid, because a homeboy's gay all of a sudden. You know, don't put a dude in a fucking kilt, even though that's traditional Scottish wear. Is that Scottish? Is that English?
Yeah,
Is it Scottish? It is Scottish? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Someone
Scottish.
Google that. I don't want to look at
Irish. Irish.
No, it's Scottish.
It is Scottish?
I don't know.
It's Scottish.
It is
But yeah,
Scottish.
I was devastated when I found the news that they had canceled it.
Look.
Because, you know, my industry is catered to men, and I was going to... Every haircut on that runway was going to be branded Starshier. So then when they told me they canceled it, I was like, what?
Tragic.
It was like...
Cries internally.
I was like, where's my ice cream?
Externally,
Like,
bitch.
physically.
All over the place.
Right now.
Falls into a lump of tears.
They just couldn't find designers that made clothes for men.
Garbage.
see that,
No.
though. That
Okay.
sucks.
They just didn't want to do it.
No, let it be known here and now. So I stopped doing I stopped doing suiting because I'm sorry, suiting is hard. Suiting is straight up hard. And my thing is, I'm really good at gowns. I'm really good at evening wear. I'm not that good at suits. So honestly, if I was better, it would probably take me less time. But I'm not that good. So I like to be a perfectionist. It takes me forever. It's hard. So I stopped doing it about a year ago. And
Stick to what you're good at. And stick to what you're passionate about.
hello. But I partnered with Sharp Suiting.
With what's her name?
Marcia. Yeah, Marcia Alvarado. Yeah, no. She's she's their Tampa. I don't really know. She does the marketing for Sharp. Literally, she's the Sharp go-to girl because she goes to Chicago to maintain the client relations in Chicago. She's making sure that they open up a new location in Austin. She was the forerunner of like this opening of a bridal boutique in Austin as well. Like she's all over the place. It's a lot.
She was also the first Project Runway female masculine model.
Was she really?
Yes.
Bro, the icon. Yes.
Okay, so she is a female that's masculine. So all her modeling pictures and all her clothing, like
super masculine.
So she is the perfect
very masculine
one
presenting
for Sharp.
And no, accurate. So Sharp focuses on custom suiting for all gender spectrums. And when they say all gender spectrums, they mean like gender queer, female that identifies more masculine presenting, male that identifies more female presenting, and everybody in between. So we partner together because we've been friends for a long time. Fun fact for you.
Amazing. I actually did an expo for her. She did that trans expo.
Yeah.
So I was the barber that was making makeovers.
I didn't know that.
Like 2
Shit,
years
I would have
ago.
went.
Yes.
Fuck. I'm okay. Well,
Okay.
trash friend. I missed that.
Like,
I'm a trash friend. I'm sorry.
Fashion in Tampa Bay, I am there. All of that.
But yeah, we've been working together for about 5 years. So she does the custom suiting, and she kind of heads that here in Tampa. I make sure that all of her clients have their little minor alterations, like hemming, a little bit of taking in, or whatever. That's what Kilgore, the brand, does for her. And honestly, we've been friends for years. And fun fact, met her at Fashion Week, like Fashion Week Tampa, maybe 5 years ago. Thought she was a dude. Like that masculine presenting. Thought she was a dude for literally about 6 hours.
And what an elegance.
And bruh.
What an
she's
elegance.
the one. I don't care what anyone says. She's that bitch, okay?
She is that bitch. She carries herself with such elegance.
Right.
I cannot say I have met a dude with that kind of elegance.
Hello. And like we're talking and we're sitting at a niece. We're like, okay, R.I.P. Anise. We're sitting at a niece. This is how great like Anise like intrinsically in the community was. But whatever. We're sitting at a niece and we're like talking and we're just like having drinks, we're having whiskey sours, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like fuck me up. You know, I got an old fashioned. She was like, I just got an old fashioned. We're talking whiskey and whatnot. And I was like, by the way, what's your name? And she's like, oh, Marcia. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's an interesting name for a dude. But, you know, whatever. Maybe she's foreign. I'm not here to judge. And then we keep going. And, like, I just didn't think anything of it. And I want to say maybe a week later, she was, like, talking to me. And I met a little bit of her family and whatever. And we were talking to me. And she was just like, yeah, no. Like, I'm a lesbian. And I was like, oh, my God, you're a female. Yeah, and she was just like, yeah, no, like totally, like, that happens a lot, but
and
no,
she goes for she.
Yeah, no,
she.
her, yeah, she just female pronouns.
Because it's kind of hard. Like I am a respectful person, it's hard in the world. Fashion is a lot of gays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I accept them and love them all, but you got to ask them. I'm sorry. Do you want me to call you he or she? Like you got to be straight up with it and be like, they'll tell you straight up what you want.
Look, honest, yeah, that's not an uncomfortable question, bitch. If you're confused, ask. That's the best way to figure out. Just ask.
What do you want to be called? He or she? Okay, he, she. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and I had to have that conversation with Marcia a little while ago, and I thought like we were friends, it's cool, whatever, but like I still felt uncomfortable
because you didn't know what to say.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say, and literally she's talking to me, and she's like, honestly, I really don't fucking care. Like I'm a she, I'm a female, but like if you call me dude, like it is what it is. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Like please don't take it to heart. Like it's not that serious.
And she's doing big things for the veterans right now. At that on in Ybor.
What is she doing in Ybor right now?
Like there's the transgenders.
Oh yes. No, they're doing I know she partnered with Metro Inclusive Health, and she did there's a clothing drive for like underprivileged LGBT queer youth, and she's the stylist behind that, and I donated a bunch of clothes from the store and my own personal closet about it.
And they organized it so nicely because I went to that, and I started giving people haircuts. These people have never gotten a haircut to fit their style, like give them a style. You know what I mean? So I'm over there making them all fly, and it was one of those moments that I kind of cried inside because they were just so excited to see themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter about the gender stuff. What matters really is like
how you view yourself, how you feel.
A style that makes you feel empowered.
The swag that does
regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and honestly, like, shout out to you, because I feel like there's a lot of those, like, LGBT, like, queer youth that, they've understood things about gender norms or whatever, and they're growing up in a world where we are redefining that, and they're navigating this terrain just as much as we are. And my thing is, everybody's been an awkward teen. Don't sit here and act like they have not been. But these are the ones that they come to organizations like this, and they like are surrounded by people who fuck with them. Yeah. They are surrounded by people who like support them and love them, and like we're not afraid. And my thing is when we see this. This butch female that, wants to wear, like, masculine clothing, we're not going to be like, girls don't wear that. No, we're going to be like, hun, that's just not your color. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Please put on a different fucking suit jacket because that's not for you. And I feel like coming from a place of love, coming from a place of fashion, not from a place of... like, heteronormative fucking gender ideals that no one fucking conforms to anymore. Instead of coming from that, come from a place of actually understanding and actual understanding of fashion and style and be like, hey, I live for you doing this, however, blue's not your color, Okay, bitch. And then there we go. And next thing you know, she out here styling a profile and living her best life, and she's really confident about who she is. She looks good. She's doing the great she's presenting how she wants. And she's looking fly, and that's kind of what it's all about at the end of the day. But
how old were you?
I digress.
How old were you when you started designing?
Oh, when I started designing,
how did it start? How did it start?
Yo, look. Okay, so no, dude, like dead ass.
Came out of the birth.
So the vagina opened, and here I was.
I'm a fashion designer, y'all.
Literally, me in doctor's hands. Hey, bitch. No. So when I was, what was it? I want to say right after, literally directly after high school. My dad kicked me out on some petty shit, and my brother and sister, they've like literally been my rocks forever and always. But when he kicked me out, they're like, "Hey, come hang with us."
Why did he kick you out?
Girl, we don't want to talk about it. It was nothing. It was beyond petty. Like, and I really don't want to go into it.
Okay, let's not.
I really don't.
We'll invite you back.
Yeah, please do.
We're gonna have to get him drunk for that one.
That part. No, it was just. And
we got you, baby.
Bro, the worst part about it was I wish it was deeper. Like, I wish it was like hardcore, and I wish it was something to divulge. Okay, no, I'm telling you, and this is the worst part about it was. So my dad never wanted to have kids. Straight up, he never wanted to have kids. He was upset at my mom from day one about having kids. He said he never planned on this. He wanted to be like bachelor, living his best life, driving the fucking brand new fucking motorcycle. Co-sign on that, but whatever. And he did that.
Yeah.
Hello, like
that's what he wanted you for, though.
Hello, hey. Hello, Harley Davidson Shadow, circa 2008. Yes, the car, motorcycle, whatever, same thing. But no, that was his thing, and granted, I was a little bit of a problem child. I'm not gonna lie. But he came home one day. It was maybe a month after I was done graduating, and a good friend of mine was parked in the driveway, which was his spot. Ooh. And he parked in the front lawn. When I say parked in the front lawn, I mean he used to pull up against the street and just put two wheels. No, bitch. He pulled the whole car in the front lawn. Like, I'm talking front. The door swung open. He was standing on the front door. Came in, lost his mind. His entire mind. And that was into me living there. So I moved in with my brother and my sister.
Sounds reasonable.
And, very reasonable. Hello.
I mean, like, if you're paying the bills and shit, do you want somebody in your spot?
Girl, look. And the worst part about it is, literally, we were about to leave. We were strictly about to leave. Like, my friend did, because you have to take off your shoes in the house because the carpet's like cream. So you have to take off your shoes in the house. He was standing on the tile at the foyer waiting for me to put on my shoes. Like, we weren't hanging out. We were leaving. That has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, so we move along.
We weren't even doing nothing, Dad.
We don't, exactly. We're not opening that can of worms. But
all right, everybody pony up a little bit for his therapy.
Thank you. But no. So I moved in with my brother and my sister, and I started going to a lot of concerts, like a lot. And concert wear when you want to do the most, it's quite expensive. So I was just like, fuck that. I'm gonna go to a thrift store. I'm gonna do my own goddamn thing. Tried and. Oh, it was tragic. For like a year and a half, it was aggressively bad. And I just kept watching YouTube tutorials. I ended up going to school for fashion design. My first few serious classes involved threading a sewing machine, and I was just like, y'all are in college and don't know how to thread a machine? Okay, so I need to go. So I dropped out, continued watching more continue watching more YouTube tutorials, continue doing my thing, and I just kind of built a brand for myself here in Tampa, and I just kind of rolled on from there. And every day in every way, I continue to reach out to people. A good friend of mine, his name's Tabby Turk. He's in Estonia. He's a master tailor. Literally, if there's anything wrong, I don't give a fuck. When it's noon here, it's like 5 a.m. there. I will call him until he wakes up, and you need to answer my questions and send me a video on what the fuck's going on. And I just actively pursue my craft. I actively pursue how to make it better. And you're never going to be New York fashion quality. You're never going to be Paris Fashion Week quality until you have perfected your craft. And I'm sorry, that takes countless hours of sleep and learning. So that's, and I'm trying every day, and that's where I'm at.
So you have your own store now where you have your own merchandise. Like you have your own clothing on the racks there.
What is all in your store? Because I'm looking at your Instagram right now.
Oh, it's a whole moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a photo studio?
Okay.
Because I'm confused. I'm intrigued, honey. Like,
let me tell you, bitch. Let me tell you.
Isn't that fly clothes though?
What is it?
So.
Wait.
No. You're right. There we go. She got the hair for me. You didn't see the hair flip, but I felt it. I felt the wind from
I knew that we needed a hair flip moment, so I had to another one.
Okay. All right. No. So okay. So they don't have hair to flip. What's happening here is I opened up a clothing atelier, and I use the French word atelier because the French word kind of defines way more than just a studio. In English, we define a studio as somewhere where artists create work, which I love that, but we do way more. So we have obviously our atelier floor, and that's where you've got me and a couple of interns. We make garments from your measurements to patterning to final construction. We do everything. We do not outsource anything. We don't send your shit off to China after we measure you. We don't fucking find generic patterns and try and alter them. No, literally, we will take your measurements. We will build a pattern for you from scratch, and then we will test you in that pattern. And my thing is, you will tell me what you like and what you don't like. If you think that the waist is too low, I will raise it. If you think that the thigh is a little bit too tight, I will loosen it. If you think that you want your bottom a little more flared, I will flare it, and I will flare it to the exact degree that you tell me.
Would you shape the body with your garment?
Yeah, that's the reality, exactly. If you want a specific shape, then we have to talk about interfacing. We have to talk about boning, and my thing is, we test all of that too. We have
boning. Did somebody say boning?
What are we, Beavis and Butthead all of a sudden?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
actually.
Did somebody say
It's
boning?
the titty cushion. It's the titty cushion.
They said boning.
Yeah, he
So
said boning.
Everybody
you
likes
guys,
bones.
from scratch. The definition of scratch.
From literally, there is no other way I can describe fashion from scratch. And then once it's all said and done, once the product is done, once we're happy with it, once you're happy with it, we send it right across the hallway to Gabrielle Santos, who's our studio manager, and she will, if you want to model it, she'll shoot you in it. She'll do editorials if that's what you want to do. She'll do just straight up studio shots if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to model your own stuff, whatever, she'll put it on a mannequin and she'll shoot it for our own records. If you're okay with a model shooting it, she'll find a model and she'll do a full editorial spreadsheet with your clothes, but obviously if you don't want some weird girl wearing it, she won't do it. But that's up to you. But yeah, no, literally, because I've got to catalog my work. I've got to catalog how happy my clients are. So literally, when everything looks sickening, I send them across the hall, and Gabby does her work, and then she sends me photos. She sends the clients photos, and everybody's happy.
Everybody.
How do you do
have you seen his work?
Your pricing?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
his pricing is, it's there. But
it's there.
There is a price?
There.
There is
like-
a price?
Oh, of course there's a price. There's always a
There's
price.
all different type of pricing. He has different type of. From my experience, I looked it up and I saw some stuff. Yeah, there was this jacket. It was worth it. It was in the 200s. Mm-hmm. But you got to think about the caliber of person that's going to be wearing them, where you're going to be wearing that.
And all the work that's getting put into this garment.
It's one of a kind. Nobody's going to be wearing this again.
Exactly. That's my thing. Because, a lot of people, in the grand scheme of fashion, my prices are actually quite affordable. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but fortunately for them, not for me. But, we've got designer brands that are making $14,000 dresses. I went to the Dover Street Market in New York, and I woke up that morning when I was in New York, and I saw Zana Bain. She's a favorite designer of mine. She makes a lot of leather harnesses. harnesses, and her harnesses easily go for $700, $800, $900. That's just standard, off the rack, not made to you, off the rack. And I never thought in my life that I would ever see one in real life, and I saw it on Instagram in the morning, and I went to Dover Street Market that day with my friend Jabari, and literally the harness I saw on Instagram was the one on the Dover Street Market, and that thing was $1,200. And here's the dark part about that. I'm looking at graphic tees that are $400. And I'm like, excuse me? Who in their fucking right mind? And there's this little Asian girl at the fucking counter with 2 pairs of shoes, 3 graphic t-shirts, a belt, and a jacket. She just calmly spent 7 G's. Like, no big deal.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? But anyway, okay.
But you have to feel your worth there. Right?
Insane. Like,
listen, he doesn't even know his job. He doesn't even know his job right now.
That shit blows my mind. But anyways, here in Tampa, let's all center back, humble. Okay.
Let's remember where we are.
Exactly.
The beauty about Tampa. This is the beauty about Tampa right now.
We
though.
broke.
No, listen, I brought a dress from Lena Tejeda.
We're not
Do you
broke.
know who
We're just
Lena Tejeda
innovative.
is?
We're brokay.
There you go.
Do you know who Lena Tejeda is?
I don't think so. Oh, I should.
Yeah, you should. I'm
real shit.
gonna link you up with
Please
her.
do. Please do.
Yes. Well, she's on
Is she local?
ABC News.
Bruh,
She's
fuck me up, Patricia.
She
Yes.
is on the news. She's
Your
just
name's not
another
Patricia,
artist.
your name's Star, but
well,
that's fine.
I just got a dress from her that was worn on the red carpet by Tigress from the Hunger Games.
Hey!
Okay, bitches, and I am gonna wear that soon. I just don't know when. But
You wore it
will.
once
Do you
already.
need
You
us
can wear
to
it
see their
again. I
pictures?
thought
'Cause I'm
women
ready.
do that.
My body's
But
ready.
what you're gonna do for me is like
Okay.
you're gonna wear. See, my vision is I'm gonna get married with a black dress, and you're gonna make it.
Yes. No, I live for a good black wedding dress.
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna make my black dress.
Wait, okay, hold on. We deviated
You might
from
be
pricing.
waiting
I don't know
long
who I'm gonna
time.
marry yet. It's gonna be black.
No. Okay, so
can start
pretty much
now.
what I do as far as pricing concerned is the whole studio floor. We do $27 per hour. So what we do is we'll work with you. We'll talk about your visions, your ideas, your concepts. We'll do measurements, and then we'll do concepting, and we'll draw, we'll sketch, and then we'll go back and forth until you like the sketch, until we like the sketch, until everyone's happy. And then once we do that, we do a price based off of hourly and fabric rates. And we'll give you your swatches. We'll tell you, here's what we think is going to look best. Here's the expensive version of what we think is going to look best. Here's the cheaper version of what would look best. Here's our like middle ground that we fuck with.
Awesome.
And then we give that to you. You get to decide what you want to do, and then you put down 50% of deposit for us to start working, and then you finish it. And then you put down, once you do your final fitting, and you like put it all on, and you like it, and we take our like little final measurements where like dumb at that point at the final fitting, it's like simple dumb things like my back zipper is like a little bit too long, or like I want it to hover right above my shoes, not on the floor, like little simple things like that. We take all those measurements, and then you pay the remaining 50% once like your dress is on a hanger and it's in a garment bag and you're walking out
of the store.
And normally,
Well, that answers my question.
there you go. And it, like sorry, I'm glad we made it back. But normally that's a process depending on the complexity of the project. Normally that can take about, I think, like the safe moment for us to start discussing a garment is about a month and a half to 2 months prior to the event. Completion. And normally your regular garment, if we're not talking about like beading, hand-sewn appliques, like nothing super, super crazy, you can expect like a regular garment, like maybe a dress or a suit or whatever, to run you maybe about 50 hours of work. Yeah. So math, anywhere between
1,200?
anywhere between 40 and 50 hours of work. Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
1,000 to 1,200.
So,
Yeah.
like, you let the consumer be there every step of the way.
Yeah. No, that's
So it's like
that's-
you're designing,
Yeah.
I'm designing, we're designing together.
collaboration.
Like
Exactly.
it's gonna be like Kyle X Kilgore X Frankie,
Yeah, exactly,
right? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like it's gonna be us.
And then, no, that's the thing. That's with custom. If you're buying, my thing is I've got things that are made to measure, and those are things that I've designed, and I don't make, a size small, medium, large. I make your measurements. If you want it, I will charge you for it, and I'll measure you for it, and I'll make one in your exact size. We've got those. Those are made to measure.
Okay.
And then we have our ready-to-wear, which is things that I've designed that are small, medium, large, and just get your medium and keep it pushing.
Right.
But then your custom work, the things that I was just describing with the $25 an hour, those are things where It's not on the rack. It's not on our website. Like it is. It's what
in here.
Exactly. It's a combination it's a combination of my brain and your brain. Like you gave me a Pinterest board of everything you like. I put it together and we work back and forth until you're like, bitch, this is it. Like this is what I was talking about.
But how did you come up with the $27 an hour? Where did that come from?
The $27 an hour is a combination, like any business, it's a combination of the studio's our rent. Like we have to pay to exist in a space. So it's a combination of our rent. It's a combination of all the different hands that are working on you. We've got different people that specialize in different things. We've got someone who's a beautiful tailor that does amazing patterning. We've got someone that does all the construction for the individual garments. We've got interns that make sure that, small specifications that tend to go unheard in the atelier. Like we've got a board and people write on it, but people are trash and don't read the board. But, we've got studio managers that make sure that they double check. While you're sewing the hem, they will go back and they will measure the fold on the inside of your hem. They'll measure that and be like, hey, hon, this hem was 1.5 inches. It was originally intended to be 1 inch. What are you doing? Yeah. Or your seam allowance on your bust, it'll be 3 centimeters. They'll go back and they'll be like, hey, according to the client specifications, the inseam was only supposed to be 2 centimeters. So, we've got all those people that make sure that things are perfect. And it's just a compilation of all of those. It's a compilation of all those things. Literally all of those billable hours.
Right.
Unfortunately, we work for very meager wages.
I know you have to go soon, but my
sorry.
follow-up is that I know you have to cover all the expenses and the overhead and all that and still make a margin.
Yes.
Right? What do you know that is out there? I have 2 questions, really. What do you know that's out there that you can charge even more for, right? Increase your profits?
Yeah.
And 2, how do you actually bill your clients? Do you show the number of hours you're working? Do you show what's actually like detailed billing? Do you show this is what we did and this is what you got as a result of it? How do you actually...
In the fashion industry, we already know. We already know that when you hire somebody for custom,
that you're going to pay some money.
You're going to pay some smudge. And actually, he's actually really charging really, really low for custom.
That's why I'm asking, because it sounds like he's awesome.
No, honey, we charging $35 an hour now.
Okay.
This is what I struggle as a lawyer about what to charge.
We're dealing with the fact that we are in Tampa.
We do have
and
to.
this is not a fashion. This is not a fashion market.
It's really not, and we need to be aware of that. And my thing is, if you want to make it any market, whether it be a global market, whether it be a New York market, Paris market, because fashion does really well in Paris, and the rest of the world, it's like But
you got to be competitive.
What we do is we make sure that our overhead isn't obscene. So my thing is, if that means that we're working on the second floor in a really cute studio, so be it. Do we get a Rodeo Drive suite to work in? No, unfortunately, that's not the reality. But literally, not yet. But some of your greatest designers of our time right now, like Gui Pei, Iris von Herpen, even Alexander McQueen, like that's a really popular name right now. These people, they aren't working in the most luxury freaking apartments. I saw a tour video of Iris von Herpen. She was named by Vogue magazine a year ago, I want to say, the most avant-garde designer of our time. She works in an Italian studio on the 3rd floor in one room. That one room is 1,200 square feet. And that's where Solange goes to do her fittings for her red carpet gowns. That's where I want to say Tilda Swinton goes for like all these celebrities that wore her stuff. And what's unfortunate about that is the regular consumer cannot pay us enough to uphold the type of bougie standards that American culture has told us that we need to uphold. And that's just a reality. And if that means if you work in my studio and you think that you need to be served champagne out of a crystal glass on Rodeo Drive, if you think that's what's going to happen, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay $4,000 for a gown. But that's also not a real price point. So instead, stop, please. Thank you. Instead,
stop it.
Instead, you're going to drink champagne out of a regular glass from IKEA.
A red Solo cup, okay?
Look.
And it's not champagne, honey.
We don't even have enough time to
But
talk about everything he really does in this industry.
Honey,
we got time.
Honey, I set the time here.
But that's my thing. Like honestly, like I as an emerging designer, I cannot do the most. I cannot do as much as I would want. Honestly, if it was up to me, bruh, I would do a lot. But unfortunately, I have to make sure that my prices maintain something that people can afford, that people will see and be like, no, that's reasonable. And also a price for my employees to be able to not work for, slave labor. Let's not talk about H&M. Let's not talk about Zara, because Zara had a problem with their people that were sewing their clothes,
no tea, no shade.
Sewing rescue notes on the inside of their garments because literally they were working for slave labor. Yeah. What? Oh wait, honey bun. Did you know that literally a sweatshop for H&M collapsed like 4 years ago, killed everybody inside, and they swept that under the mat so fast?
Wow, we're not shopping at H&M no more.
What?
We stopped shopping at H&M a long time ago. When they did the little monkey thing with the little boy.
Yo, you think your $20 pants? You think your $20 pants were just like super affordable? No, honey. Someone is working for
little
$3
kids are
an hour.
working for these pants.
You
bitches.
think it's a joke? Like, I'm not joking. And that's a thing. That's literally a thing. And my thing is, if you come to me, we're in a community where we're very conscious of what we consume. So my thing is, when you're paying me prices, I give you a very itemized, detailed list. I do prorated hours. I estimate once we get a final completion idea, and once you've told me what fabrics you want, I tell you, because I have your measurements, I know exactly how much fabric you need. I know your measurements. So I'll give you the exact fabric price, and then I will give you an estimated hourly price. And at that point, it is, if we finish it in less time, great. We did great. Awesome. Love that. If we mess up and have to go back and fix it and we spend 13 extra hours, well, we fucked up. We should have done our job better. And that's a risk on both parts. But my thing is,
there is contracts for that.
There is. Yeah, everyone's got to sign paperwork.
But
so
that
we know.
doesn't mean that he only caters to having like this type of money. He does
Girl, you got
have
a budget?
clothing.
Let's ball on a budget. Hello.
He does have clothes that's small, medium, and large, or whatever.
Yes.
And you can choose from, and it's more affordable because he has already done a few. Like he already has the fabric for it, and he just came and did them all. So there is affordable stuff that you can buy.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to a special event and you need something extravagant, like
that's
me
when you
and
go the
Frankie
custom route.
and
That's when you go
Richard,
the custom
we
route.
go to a lot of events. Sometimes we need to dress apart. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I do go to a lot of events.
Well, I got to do it.
I
so,
gotta do
look.
it, unfortunately. I did hit you up a long time ago because I do have, every time I go to a runway show that I've coordinated or I'm going to be working with, I always have to dress differently. And that
you got to stand out.
You know, you got to stand out.
If you got a personality,
and
a public personality, you got to stand out.
You got to do it. And I've always invested in a lot of things. You know, I have dresses that I only wore one time and you can't repeat it again.
Yeah.
You know, so this is like a great opportunity for people.
But,
I might still look like a lawyer wherever I go, though.
See, with me, unfortunately, you know, when I go to the club, I just dress with tights and kicks and whatever. But when I have to go to a runway show, I gotta look like Star Shear does. You know what I mean? So you gotta look like what you're promoting, basically. Yeah. If you're gonna be in the fashion industry, you gotta look fashion. You gotta hire somebody that's gonna make you look your best.
But also at the same time, I feel like it's important to realize that we're a business just like anybody else. We have to make money. We have to make sure that our products are getting pushed. We have to make sure that we're at the forefront of fashion and all that fun stuff. And my thing is, look, if you got a really great event to go to and you're really confident in the event, you're really confident in the exposure, there is nothing wrong with asking me my rates, and I tell you my rates and I tell you what I'm going to do, and you say, hey, I can't afford that. Here's my budget. My thing is, we can go back and forth until we come up with a budget that's right for you. It's not my job to make you look homeless. It's my job to work with you and make you look lit. And I'm sorry, I'm the main one to talk about this. I do not have fucking $4,000 to throw at a dress. So no, let's talk about it. Let's have an open discussion. Let's be business to business and honest with each other, and we can both find a mutual common ground that works for you, where everybody wins. I'm sorry, at this point in the game, I'm not Alexander McQueen. I'm not Gucci. I'm not Balmain. I wish I was, but I'm not. I want you to look dope, and I want my work to get out there, and I want everybody to be happy with it. But at the same time, my employees and who work for me and what I do, they will not work for minimum wage. They have to pay rent. They have to take care of their kids. They have to pay for their car. They have to pay for their phone bill just like everybody else. Yep. And when I itemize it out, and I tell you how much all my employees are working with and what the company's taking home, I will do what I can to accommodate you, but at the end of the day, if my employees cannot pay their rent, if they can't buy groceries for their family, I will not sacrifice that, and I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm not paying master tailors. I'm not paying amazing seamstresses. I'm not paying amazing craftsmen to work for $9 an hour. Meanwhile, you're sitting at a desk answering phone calls making $12. I refuse.
No,
So do you also work?
Our work is valid, period.
Okay. We already know that you're going to be doing my wedding dress if I get married one day.
Yes.
Okay. And if I don't get married to anybody, I'll get married to myself just so I can get that wedding dress. Okay. Because it's going to be black. Hello, bitches. How many bitches have gotten married in a black dress? None.
I've made 4.
Hey, Serge, can we bring
Really?
Dennis Rodman to the
I
wedding?
made 4 black wedding dresses. I live. I absolutely live.
I hate them, but mine's better be better. Okay.
Okay,
You
let's
got
go.
me?
Let's go.
Do you make prom dresses?
Yes, no, oh my God. Prom is the moment. Quinceañeras are not as often, which sucks.
But you're open to that.
Yeah, no. But
Quinceañeras.
Quinceañeras are fun. They're like prom season is a season. Every year you know that it's happening. Quinceañeras are random, but when they happen, throw everything else out the window, bitch. Yes, let's go. I'm excited. I'm ready.
How?
Can I go to the BDSM?
Oh,
prom?
yes. Talk about the BDSM.
Can I go to a
You got to dress
BDSM
me,
prom?
baby.
Oh my
'Cause
God,
that sounds like
Fun
wild.
fact for everybody. I actually got like my big like break, I guess you could say, is when I started doing more harnesses. I did a collection of harnesses with Ryan Weiss for I want to say it's Christoph's. They had a parade afloat in Tampa Pride last year, and I did a lot of harnesses for them. But the big thing that kind of like put me on the map as far as harness wear was concerned was I did a collaboration collection with wow, really? Fake friend. I love her, and she moved to California.
Fake friends.
Right? Literally. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Vita Devoid. I did one with her, yeah, and literally we did a bunch of harnesses. It was fucking great. I worked with a friend of mine from Miami, and it was dope. And literally we launched that collection, and literally all the burlesque performers just lost their mind. And then that's the year I won Best Designer of the Bay, and literally everyone was just like, "Just harnesses, Kai's your guy, leather. You want elastic? You want the pleather, bitch? He's the one. Let's do it." And like that's what I've been doing for like 2 years.
It's amazing. It's awesome. You know, the costume
I want to start working with
work
latex.
and
If you're a latex man, let's do it.
I would totally do latex. I actually know a latex model.
Yes.
But I will model for latex too.
Let's
I've
do
done
some
it all.
latex.
I already model nude, so fuck it.
Bruh, let's go. I'm ready. My body's ready.
Let's be latex models, motherfuckers.
Fuck
you
the
down?
star.
I got a question.
You can hear this.
I'm fashion illiterate. What's a harness?
Oh my gosh.
Think,
Are you serious?
think a dog harness,
Like
but on a
with the
human.
fashion.
Literally?
No,
Yeah.
quite literally. Yes, quite literally.
Like literally.
Like, but
we'll,
make
we'll
it
try it on you
sexy.
next time, okay? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna print
Would you
it.
like to state your full name for the record?
Hey, he looks like he's doing an interview with the police right now on Facebook.
Concerned,
hey,
upset.
we'll do the harness on you real quick. You know you like that shit anyway. So, I mean, you let me do stuff to you all the time anyways.
I'm subscribing to this YouTube channel, so you just let me know. Send me a link, okay? Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's called Star Street the Dominatrix.
Oh, wait,
We
no,
gotta get
Pornhub
around to
channel.
that,
This is a
yeah.
Pornhub channel.
Yeah, when
Oh,
are we gonna
sorry,
get
that's
around
on
to that?
Pornhub.
Yeah, no, Pornhub's
We're
there.
working on all the stuff right now with the producer.
It's not coming soon enough, man.
It will be coming soon.
That's
I got some
what
videos
the-
already ready to upload to
Is
the
that
Pornhub.
what she said? Is that what she said? Are we doing that?
She said,
No?
"Yo, she totally, Frankie totally has the video footage of everything. You guys really have to stay tuned because we're gonna open the whole can of worms."
Bruh, what? Excuse me? Forward that email. Forward it.
Got you.
But it's so awesome because see, the BDSM world doesn't know where to. You see, sometimes those sex stores have like cool little costumes and stuff. I dress a lot of stuff from Todd's and stuff when I go to the club. Like I'll buy the fishnets and stuff like that. But there's not really outfits that you can buy out there that you can fucking buy.
Yeah, no, Fetish Con was lit. I feel like little things, like a lot of people get really like zoned in on like the whole Fetish Con and like that fucking community. But the reality situation is the fashion world is really inspired by underground culture, including but not limited to the the fetish community, also the like underground club kid scene and stuff like that. Literally, what is it? Moschino. Their number one thing is taking from the downtown New York club scene. So we all like to pretend like we don't see it, like we don't know. But as soon as Kim K puts on a nude latex dress, all of a sudden everybody wants to wear latex.
Everybody.
I'm sorry, hun. There was a fetish factory community based out of Miami that did latex fashion that she bought that dress from, and they threw fetish factory parties for the last 8 years. Now y'all know what it is.
I have the
no,
perfect
honey.
person for you.
It was fashion last week. It was fashion last year, and it's fashion now.
Okay.
What's the question?
I have like the perfect person for you that ran these things in New York.
Yes.
That's one of my people.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
who I was
Fuck me
thinking
up.
about just now?
Who were you thinking about right now?
Ding,
The
ding,
photographer.
ding.
Jose Gomez.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he just shout out to Jose. He just did his dark arts thing.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah.
Was it today?
It
Yeah.
was today.
Oh, again, fake friend.
Fake friend! Fake friend!
I'm sorry, Jose Gomez. I love you. I love your events, and I'm sorry that I didn't go because, again, I'm a fake friend.
Shame.
Shame.
But you're here with us, so yay.
I mean, like, the fashion world. You see, it's crazy because, like, I came from a when I was raised Pentecostal, so fashion was not okay with us.
No, it sure as hell was not.
And then I became so...
Is that why we're the way we are?
I don't know, but then I became so infiltrated.
Yeah, I
in
grew
the
up
fashion world,
Pentecostal too.
and then I make
Are we the
money-
same person?
Are we the same person? I make money in the fashion industry based on looks, fashion. I'm connected to everybody in the fashion industry in the Florida market. So, like, everybody that's putting out things, runway shows, I know who they are. Photographers, I know who they are. I work with them. I know who every makeup artist is in the industry. I know who every model is in the fashion market.
Yeah, you can't wear
of
makeup.
Florida. So, you know what I mean? It's
Or show your
insane
elbows.
That the way I make a living and I express my freedom and my artistry is what I was not allowed to do. And I was, like, forbidden to.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I do a lot of things that were forbidden in the Pentecostal
I
church.
do a lot of things that are forbidden too, like speaking in porn voices on radio shows because I like that shit. You like that shit, Sergio?
Love it.
Sergio loves it when I
Yo,
talk like
this
that.
cake has been sitting out here. Okay, show the people. I've been picking at the
Oh my God! Let's see. She ate.
With a candle.
with a candle.
With a candle.
I didn't want to use my finger,
She ate the border.
so
She ate the border.
Serge,
Not
I'm
the
ready
whole
to
border.
light this bitch
She
for
said
you.
the other half of the border was mine.
Yeah,
The border of the cake. Sergio.
for some reason.
You were unworthy to wait for.
Sergio.
Listen, it's melting.
I don't consider doing a fashion
I
project.
low-key wanted to. I really did.
All right,
What?
are we segueing into Serge's
Like
birthday?
way too many candles on
Excuse
there.
me.
Nah.
I am gonna go to his studio and we're gonna have a live.
way too old,
and then
man.
can
You
do
couldn't
the
put
fashion
just-
podcast.
No, let's do a podcast. Like,
Two
totally. I'm
candles
down.
on there?
Just join us and do a fashion section.
Same,
wait,
okay,
I
same
wait.
thing. Let's do it. Yeah.
Do a fashion session. What do you think people lack when they go to the club? These girls.
Girl, look. Okay.
Oh.
Do you think
Honey.
I'm gonna call people
Mr.
out.
Guru, do you think I look here?
You're on your off day. That's fine. Like, okay, live. It's not. My thing is, it's not cute, but it's not lazy and sloppy. Like, you've got an aesthetic right now, and you're
Like, you
communicating
tried,
the aesthetic.
but
Exactly. It's
You're
literally-
not quite there yet.
No. The mood I get is like
wild.
I have an aesthetic. It's very clear, but my thing is this is my off day, and I get all of that.
But it's still fashionable.
It's exactly no. It's very.
But it's not off day.
It's on brand. It's on brand, and I feel like that's the most important thing is when you're giving an aesthetic and when you have an aesthetic, be on brand. Even when you're off brand, quote unquote, be on brand. This is your slouchy day. And my thing is, if I see this and I see you on a regular day, if I see you on like a done up day, I would see it and I'd be like, I'm not surprised at all. Like I saw that. Like I know, obviously.
Wait,
you know, that's
are-
the important part.
Ooh. I'm
So-
scared
so
to
what do you-
ask about me. Do I look like trash too?
No comment.
I do not see a clearly communicated aesthetic.
Okay, let me
2 seconds later, he's jumping on the table.
Wow.
Excuse me.
So what do you think?
Hold on.
I think that makes a case of mental anguish damages.
Off the shoulder, right? Showing my good tattoo, right? Be cute, be comfy.
No.
There you go.
I see cute. I see comfy. I don't see a unique design aesthetic.
No, why would I?
Well, hello.
I went to work, honey.
Hello.
Right, no. Oh,
I
you went
actually
to
went
work?
to work like this.
That don't count. That don't
Listen,
count. You went to work.
actually-
That
No,
don't count.
listen. To
I
be
went to work like
honest,
this, though,
I
and I
don't
got a lot
want
of
to waste
tips.
my good clothes
On
at
going
work
to work. Thank
because
you. Real
it
shit.
gets full of hair.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and that
Hey,
shit is nearly
hey, wait.
impossible
Can I
to get
just
out.
discuss-
Wait.
I would like to
Alfie wants to know
disclose-
what his aesthetic looks like.
Oh no, let's not go there.
Jesus, don't do
Oh,
that.
daddy.
I just wanted to let you know that this is how I went to
Yikes.
work today
Where do you work?
at a barbershop.
No, that's on brand.
Yes, that's on brand. They
Yes.
love it, and my tips were flowing today.
Bruh.
Your what was flowing?
Because I gave him that, like, I'm
Your
at
what
home
was
kind of
flowing?
look, but like I'm chilling,
Which part? Tips or tips?
and they like that.
Tips?
No.
both
Both?
of them.
You look
tips.
like that girl that's gonna cut my hair, and then when I bitch about my truck, you can also tell me what the fuck is wrong, and then I'm gonna be surprised, and then I'm gonna talk about you
getting
fixing my
wax
truck
all
for
over
literally
the
the next like
It's
3
okay.
weeks of my
It's
life.
edible.
And
Should
then
I
I'm
blow
gonna be
those
like,
candles out?
smack,
Yes.
Smack,
Yeah.
smack.
Hello.
All right, take video of him blowing.
Wait.
He's gonna blow.
Blowing.
Brr, 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 brr.
Happy birthday
Birthday to you. You gotta get the off-key version.
Listen, motherfucker. We were singing to you on air.
Motherfucker.
Yes.
Yeah, Janelle did that.
Can I start cutting the cake?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Pull the
Alfie.
candles.
Listen.
So what are you?
If you put
Let's
them
go
there,
back.
I'm not gonna be able to.
What do we tell these girls
You'll pick them up. At
how they should dress to the club?
Okay, first and
Give us
foremost.
some advice here.
First and foremost, it depends on the club. First, like know your
Okay,
audience.
where are
know
we
what the
going?
fuck.
Let's say
Exactly.
We're
yeah.
going to Prana and Ybor.
Prana and
Dale.
Ybor, girl, give it up. Literally, go to Wet Seal, do whatever the fuck's on the clearance rack. No one cares. It's Ybor.
There you
Jackson's.
honest-
Jackson's.
Oh, Jackson's. Okay, Jackson cares a little bit. So my thing is, your idea at Jackson's, your target like the people there are a little bit older. So in my mind,
You
I would say
a grown person.
you need to be like, I'm sorry, that whole like $20 dress off the clearance rack, like I'm 21 and to work as a barista, it ain't cutting it, Miss Girl. Like, you gotta be classy, you gotta be sexy. My thing is, okay, number one thing, bodycon dresses, that's fine, totally fine.
Always.
If you were at Jackson's and you want to be over the age of 25 in someone else's mind, your skirt needs to be longer than your asshole.
What?
Like, I'm sorry.
The shorter the better.
No,
Shoulder to
absolutely not. Literally, if you have to take 3 steps and pull your fucking skirt down, you're 19 trying to convince some 27-year-old guy that you're 24. Let's be real. If you're grown and you've got your own fucking profession, you're doing your thing. If you're a grown bitch living your best fucking life,
Dress like
you're out here. You got a mid-length, you got a mid-thigh length dress. You know you're a bad bitch. You know you're hot, and you're not thirsting after dudes trying to get some attention.
Well, guess what?
You've got confidence and
When
swag
I
on
went to
your own.
Jackson, I was wearing fishnets with a little tiny skirt, and like guys were scared of me.
You guys got more?
What's the fishnets? That was a fishnets though.
Huh?
That was a fishnets though.
I know because I
please
got my
explain.
side. I got my little side secret, and nobody knows about
Wait,
that I do.
no, rewind. What was the skirt made out of though? That's a real question.
Oh, I got to show you
are-
the dress.
Are
though.
you
It was like a
talking
little
about
dress.
Is that
the last time
it?
we
And
went to
the dress
Jackson?
was like up to here, and it came coming up a little bit, and it had holes, but it was a long sleeve.
Okay.
But then I had the fishnets
That
on the front.
and no, I think that's really good. Like a
So it
good,
was like, look, but you can't look.
a good balance of like
No, Daddy,
coverage
look
and non-coverage
and
is always
touch.
great.
Yes.
Like I like my thing is ooh cake. Yes.
Squirrel.
No, my thing is like
So,
you
what is-
can't do everything. If your
But you
shirt
know,
if your skirt is
this-
short, your titties can't be out. If your titties are
Yes,
out,
yes,
your
you have
skirt
to have
can't
one
What
or
do
the
you mean?
other.
one or the other. You can't do all the above.
Can't have
That's
both.
bullshit.
You can't have both.
Okay, so my problem.
I mean,
is,
you
like,
can, but you're gonna
I
be looking a
us
certain way.
Girls do everything fashionable when we go out. We do our hair and makeup, and then like these guys show up with
Lazy,
these clothes,
looking like whole potato sack.
Like,
They
yeah.
be the pickiest.
Hello.
Okay, you be mad picky.
Why are you picky
out here
for?
looking like Bob the motherfucking builder.
Hello.
Okay.
No good.
My girl better not be walking out of the house with her fucking eyebrows not did. Meanwhile, you wearing fucking cargo shorts, nigga. Sit down.
Yes, sit
Anyways,
the fuck
Listen,
down.
absolutely not.
My
Sit
ex,
down.
all he wore was cargo shorts, and I was like a fashionista.
Canceled.
Like, dude.
Canceled. Send it back.
I know. He sent.
Let's not hate on cargo shorts.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I love
Alfie
cargo
is
shorts.
No.
Sergio is personally.
I mean,
more
the
I
feel-
cargo shorts
The more
It's
pockets,
not-
the better.
is not on a club day.
You got your no.
Oh,
not
wait,
the
no.
club.
not at the club, man.
Again, You can have your cargo shorts. Where are you wearing your cargo shorts? Where?
Oh, not at the club.
Hey,
Not at
there you
Jackson's.
go.
You're not
That's
wearing
it.
at Jackson's.
You can wear your
Everywhere
cargo
else.
shorts on a Tuesday. That's fine.
Wear some jeans, a nice shirt.
Hello.
I love a man that's simple, right? You put in some
I like the
effort.
bougie shit because I'm bougie. You better be bougie with it.
No. Simple. Listen.
Me as the math equation
There
in the
can
back.
only be there can only be one high maintenance bitch in this relationship, and it's going to be me.
Bruh.
So I want what when I see a man who is dressed simple but he looks nice, you know what that tells me? That tells me that he has these staples in his closet.
Yeah.
Right? So even if you wear the same shit all the time, right? Even if you wear the same shit
I'm sorry
all
to
the
say.
time,
Yo, oh my
like
God.
have you a nice
My
suit,
wig.
a couple button-down shirts, okay? Show a little chest hair. Yes.
We like chest hair, guys, by the way.
Bruh, tetas a la fuera. Let's
Listen.
go.
I have 3 chest hairs.
Let's
I have 3 of them.
Let's see him.
Listen,
I got 3.
I like a man that is bougie as me.
Oh.
If we're gonna go out, you better be as loud as me because I'm a loud bitch.
Yo, I just want to
You
let
look at
everybody
me
know.
and I'm so loud.
Question.
I'm gonna give you some.
How,
What?
how can a guy be loud
I know some loud guys like
in
me.
fashion?
Oh, in fashion.
I
Okay.
love fashionable
Boldness,
men.
man.
Rewind. Let everybody know.
I'm like, excuse me, sir. I'm
Let
gonna
everybody
tie
know
you
right
up,
here, right now.
thanks.
From I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for the whole gays because fuck the rest of them. But no, gays are awful. We all know it. Don't lie. But no. My thing is, okay, I'm a dude, and I'm dating another fucking dude. My thing is, if we decide to fucking go out, there is no reason on this fucking goddamn God blessed earth why I have to wait an hour for you to get ready. You are a grown ass man. If I say we're going out and you ain't ready in 15 minutes, there's a fucking problem.
Listen,
What the
it's
fuck
because
are
we're
you
in the
doing?
fashion industry. We used to do it in runway.
No.
I get ready in half an hour. That's makeup, clothes, and all.
That's because you got makeup, clothes, and all. My thing is,
I don't
as a
know
dude,
how
what are
you
you doing? What are you doing? Literally,
But
what are
half
you doing?
an hour, I think half an hour is
No.
gangster for a girl.
No, that's good time.
For a
That's
dude,
that's
good
nuts.
time. Yeah, that's good time. But my thing is,
5 minutes for me to get ready.
my boyfriend takes an hour to get ready. You don't wear makeup, my guy. What are you doing?
Yeah, what the fuck are you
What are
doing?
you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
And my thing is, you walk out the fucking room looking the exact same every fucking week. You still cute. I love that. But you walk
so
out the
cute and
room
I
in an
love you.
hour.
But
What?
Taking an hour, bro. What were you doing? You don't do your makeup. You don't do your hair. What were you doing?
Listen, my ex was like that too when he wore cargo
No, you a
shorts.
grown man. Act
I would
one,
never go
get it
with a nigga that
together.
goes out with cargo shorts when we go somewhere.
I like to take my
We're
time.
ranting now. We're just upset.
I like
Stop hating on cargo
Bitches!
shorts.
Apparently,
I like-
he doesn't listen to the show.
I like to take my time. I'm listening to music. I'm hyping myself up.
I'm upset. I'm disgruntled. I'm aggravated.
So tell us
Welcome
about.
to Star
tell us
Cheers,
a-
chopping it up with Star Cheers.
Listen, tell us about your little contest that we had with Best of the Bay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No
Okay.
tea. No shade.
No.
That's
All
good
tea.
The
All
rewind.
shade.
Literally,
So,
all tea, all shade.
I-
All tea, all fucking shade. So, okay.
What flavor tea?
I'm sorry. Ooh.
Petty tea is what we're doing.
Hibiscus orange. You're welcome.
Ooh.
No. All right.
He said
So look,
hibiscus.
rewind.
Like
No.
hibiscus.
Real shit.
Sparkling wine.
Real shit. So, Best of the Bay is a popularity contest that happens every year by Creative Loafing.
Big facts.
It's not really judged on skill or craftsmanship, and there's literally every category from best cat named Phil that has a pink collar all the way to best restaurant. So let's talk about that. So there was a category called best local fashion designer. I won it 14 years ago. No, 14 years ago. Yikes.
Damn.
I want to say I won it in like 2014, 2015, 2016, one of those three. And, it was lit. Whatever, go off. And then you got there to the awards competition, and literally they say, like, 3 political figures ask them to come up and get their award, and then everybody else are like, go to the back, you fucking dirty horse. So that's what I had to do.
Fucking dirty horse.
Literally that. Yeah.
Find your name on the desk.
So this year, I was just like, yo, I'm going to try this year. Like, I'm a campaign. Like, I'm going to try and win. Like, it'll be a thing. And so I started posting, and I was like, hey, vote for me. Like, I'm trying to win again, whatever. And this is me being a sore loser. Let everybody know this now. I'm being a sore loser.
No. We salty right
Yeah, no.
Let's
Hello.
be salty, baby.
We salty.
We are
as
salty.
fuck.
My name is
all
Penny
of us.
Spaghetti, and I'm here to fucking make a point.
Ohio Radio's 0 for 16 this year.
We love that shit.
First year.
So,
Yeah, but still, we couldn't win one. We had 16 nominations. 0 for 16 is
This
embarrassing.
nomination
Bruh.
and nobody fucking voted, you motherfuckers.
Embarrassing.
Listen. Hold up. Before you continue,
They're not saying no. People voted.
did we win?
No,
Anything?
that's what he's just saying that we didn't.
How are we
win.
not going to win?
Runner-up or anything. Not even
How-
runner-up.
Not even third place.
Not even third.
That shows the love, though. That shows the love. That just shows.
Or that shows what Kyle is saying is true. That it's a popularity contest
popularity
and
contest.
And we're not popular.
it's trash.
Guess what?
No.
It's like
Rewind.
Instagram. It's like Instagram. They have so many followers, but they're not getting money. But the people that have less followers, we're just banking. It's the same shit.
No, real shit though.
That's not
Popularity and quality are not the fucking same thing. 'Cause
No.
let's talk about it.
Thank you.
We've all drinking Patron tequila. That shit's garbage, but everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Anyways,
I mean,
Okay, bitches.
but
moving
Let's
right
go.
along.
It's me
Let's
drunk,
go.
though.
Get it, Kyle.
Moving
Get
right
it.
along.
So tell us what happened. You campaigned.
Excuse me, hold on. Sorry.
Last time.
I have to get out my pot so I can stir it. Anyway. No. So look.
I like this guy. Bring him back.
So
We're bringing him back.
So I
We have some
campaigned.
juicy shit coming
This
up.
is my first time in a couple years that I campaigned. I campaigned with a really good friend of mine, Stephanie Agudelo. She's a photographer from St. Pete. She shot my summer spring 2019 lookbook. Girls litty, like litty in the city. And she was campaigning, and then also another friend of mine, Cassandra Noir, was campaigning again for best hairstylist. She won it with me back in the day, and she kind of minds her own business. Like literally, girls like booked for 4 months straight, like ahead of time. So I don't understand why she campaigns, but she was like, I want to win again. Let's try it before I leave, but whatever. So we're all doing it together. We're supporting one another, whatever. And the judges roll out, and there is a designer who shall remain unnamed that won. And I was second runner-up. Now, the thing is, she won because she does a really, really, like, big show. I want to say like every 2 or 3 months, maybe. I'm not sure, but she shows very often. More often than not, it's like the same 5 to 6 pieces. These pieces are in questionable taste. But she does it, and it's a great. No, literally, it's a great fucking spectacle. Like she does a whole moment. Like honestly, her shows are next level. Let's talk about that.
Well, the people that get there are high caliber too. She has a really high caliber audience.
No, she
Is
doesn't.
that-
Okay, I don't know. Let me not say.
I actually worked one of those shows.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is a nice show.
Good.
But that's an artistic show.
Yeah, no, again, and that's why it's a little bit of like a give or take because the name of her brand includes the word couture, and personally, I feel like that's a slap in the face to everyone who defines couture by the original rules. There is literally a conglomerate of people in Paris and in the UK that you have to apply to be legally considered couture. Like legally considered couture. Couture is only done in Paris. If you respect the art form, if you respect what we do as a profession, you will not go throwing that word around willy-nilly. But because we're in the Western waste that we call America, no one has respect. And she's calling it couture, and I'm sorry, hon, you don't follow the rules. Ooh. You don't follow the rules of couture, so don't call it that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I do, because I don't. That's why when everyone's like, oh, yeah, no, call your custom garments Kyle Couture. It's not couture, and I will not. I will call it Kyle Custom until I'm good enough to follow all the rules of couture, until that UK establishment grants me the permission to use that word. Until then, I respect the craft, I respect what I do, and I will not, and I will try to be better until I'm able to do so. She has no respect for the craft, and I don't respect that.
I love the way you're so passionate about this art form.
Yes.
Because I live for this. This is my life. people don't understand this. Like,
Girl,
they
it's a
see
lot.
me. They
If you're
see
good
me.
at sewing, you hate it. Let's talk about that.
Listen, people see me and they don't understand. Like, they say, "Oh, she sold lipstick. She sold this."
Can
and
I
that.
ask a question?
Listen, yes.
I've been quiet.
sir.
I've been
You've
quiet.
been mad quiet.
Yeah.
You were just saying that there's certain requirements that you need to be even
Yes.
under couture. Now, can you name off some of those?
I know for a fact, couture. I'm again, like I said, I'm not as well studied as I should be. I'm a dropout. Hi, loser number one.
But losers are winners.
No,
No, losers are learners.
no. Hello.
They're winners too.
Oh my
Because
God.
you know what?
No, you don't lose, you learn.
Make your point.
Thank you. But no.
Damn.
The only, honestly, like I know a couple of rules that I'm not solid on. Like I'm not solid or fact, so I'm not going to repeat those. But the only one that I know is solid fact is French hems are period point blank paramount on gowns, on coats and gowns. That is a irrefutable fact. And French hems are actually quite easy if you talk about it, but it's a really, really nice detail. It's just a nice touch. If it's done well, it looks great.
So if you don't have it on that particular...
I mean,
It is exactly. It is not. It's like I don't know how to describe it, but my thing is okay. Let's say you want to call yourself a football player, but the rules are you have to have a jersey, you have to have a football, and you have to have a helmet. If you don't have a helmet, you're not considered a football player.
Yeah.
So let's just say that there's a bunch of people running around without footballs and without jerseys and without helmets, and they're calling themselves football players.
Football players.
Hun, no, you're standing in a field with your friends. That's what you're doing. So, that's kind of where I'm at. Can you share the highlight joy, or are you just gonna
Yeah, I
hoard
got-
that
I got-
by
I got-
yourself?
I
Can
got
I
you.
have one, please? Thank you. Love that.
Absolutely. Anybody else want one?
God bless, bro. Highlight, drink it. It's good